Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra had a romantic relationship. This Ten of Hearts, Five of Diamonds, and this Jack of Hearts is, they most certainly shared romantic feelings for one another. Even if they didn't, nah, this Five of Hearts and this Five of Diamonds, yeah, they did. Yeah, they had a romantic relationship with one another. And so that's actually part of the reason why Frank Sinatra would take up for Sammy Davis so much, you know? And the rest of the crew knew this. They were aware of this relationship that was actually going on between them. I do see with the Ten of Hearts, the Five of Diamonds, and the Jack of Hearts coming out, though. That Ten of Hearts in particular is talking about this being like a soulmate relationship between them. I do feel like that they were separated a lot, though, or that they could not spend a lot of time like they probably wanted to together. However, whenever they were able to actually meet up with one another, I mean, they got it in. The Five of Diamonds, the Jack of Hearts, I mean, you know, they got it in. They really did. Like, it was a very romantic relationship, very passion-filled relationship between the two of them. But I feel like everybody knew, though. Like, I feel like this is something, like this wasn't like a big secret. Like, it probably was a big secret to the public. However, but the people that were close to them, already knew, like the Rat Pack and everybody, even probably else in entertainment, like they already, like this was not new information. Like, everybody knew about their romantic relationship. Okay, interesting. Okay, good for them, living their life. All right, so let's see. Let's see. So we already asked, that basically already came out that they would say and do like racially charged things or whatever. So now I want to know, how was the relationship between Sammy Davis Jr. and Egungun? What was the relationship like between Sammy Davis Jr. and Anton LaVey? Now, because even though Sammy Davis did convert to Judaism, there are also rumors about him being a Satanist. And so I just want to know about, like, what was that relationship like what made him convert in particular. If y'all are enjoying this reading, then give the video a thumbs up. Egungun, what was the relationship like between Sammy Davis Jr. And Anton LaVey? The Seven of Hearts, the Ace of Diamonds, and the King of Spades. The Seven of Hearts is talking about Sammy Davis Jr. gaining that relationship with Anton LaVey after maybe some type of breakup. Or I know this, what exactly this is talking about. This is talking about his influence in the entertainment business. The Seven of Hearts and the Ace of Diamonds, like this is talking about Sammy Davis Jr. being very disappointed in like the money that he was making, because he had the fame and everything like that. However, the money, it was something with like he wasn't making enough money, he was getting the reward and the recognition, but he was like, but where my money at though? And so this relationship that he actually had with this man, and I kind of want to stop saying his name, but the relationship that he had with this man, with the leader of the Church of Satan or whatever, or the founder rather, I don't know, comment down below. But this relationship was built off of Sammy Davis Jr. really just wanting more money, him wanting like more reward and recognition. But I also see it as like him wanting more knowledge, like more information, more him just wanting more, like more power, just more access to, you know, just hidden knowledge and information. Wow, the 10 of clubs came out in reverse. He looked at it as a way to like relieve him of his burdens, you know, because he had the fame, he had that, but he was still burdened by not having enough money, or not making as much money as the other people within the Rat Pack, or other people in his arena of entertainment in general, compared to his white counterparts. And so he also felt like he felt very burdened by something. I can't even see really what this burden is. The Egungun are not revealing it to me, and probably for my own protection. So Ashe, great, thank you, Egungun. But yeah, it was something that was, you know, that was burdening him. It was very something that was just very heavy. Something that was very heavy on him, that he ended up having to do it. Or he felt like, rather, like he had to do it. It was like, dang, I'm trying to get it, but I can't, and it's probably for my own protection, so I'm not gonna dig any deeper. The 10 of clubs, the King of hearts, and even this 9 of clubs coming out. This was somebody, like, this was a betrayal. I'm seeing a betrayal between a male figure. Oh, it could have been Frank Sinatra, because they were very, you know, they shared a romantic relationship. Like, they were very passionate and in love, you know, with one another. And so I feel like there was something that happened with him and Frank Sinatra, or maybe even somebody else. Marlon Brando, he just popped up in my head. I don't know much about him. I may need to do a reading on him too, but it was some type of betrayal that occurred, that led him into this, or better yet, it was the way that it was presented to him. Like, I feel like it was presented to him, like joining the Church of Satan or whatever was something that was presented to Sammy Davis Jr. as like this prize. It's like this great opportunity, you know, that he just could not turn down. You know, it was just something that, you know, it was talking about like an end to just an end. It was presented to him in a way that would talk about, that was like an end to struggle, an end to strife, you know, and things like that. However, it did affect his communication with the male figure that he really did love, though. I feel like it could have been maybe Frank Sinatra, or it could have been, because there was it was some deception going on. Like, I feel like Frank Sinatra, or whomever this King of Hearts was, I feel like it actually probably could be Frank, or it could have been maybe Marlon Brando, or it could be some other man. He was a white man, though. I feel like it was a white man with this King of Hearts coming out. Some other white man that he was very close to, that deceived him and tricked him into doing this. Because it ended up causing more strife in his life than good, with the 5 of clubs coming out, and then the 7 of diamonds and the King of clubs. Just talking about, I mean, it's not a 9, so I can't really just fully say that he regretted it. However, it did help him. Like, it did catapult his career, and more so his money, his finances, his recognition, and even his communication, and like rubbing shoulders with like other prominent people during that time, maybe even royalty, since the 7 of diamonds and all these royal court cards came out. So I feel like this is talking about him being like Sammy Davis Jr. having access to more prominent people, having more access to people that can really make a difference in his life, you know, make a difference in his life financially, career-wise, and even as far as spirituality wise, like just having all of this access to all of this hidden information and knowledge and things like that, just overall power. He really wanted more power. That is why the God card came out in his archetype spread. That is exactly why that card came out now. And he did see his money grow from it. He did see his prominence and things like that grow from it. And for a short time, it actually made him happy. But that happiness didn't last long. Like, it ended up becoming a chore. Like, whatever he was having to do when he was involved in that relationship with Anton LaVey, like, it just became a chore for him. It wasn't something that that made him happy after a while. I see it being very draining. Yeah, this Nine of Spades is talking about this relationship, like this new religion being very just draining for him. Like it wasn't something like he regretted pairing up. He regretted probably even speaking to him and ever meeting him. And that explains why that Seven of Hearts came out earlier, right across from that King of Hearts. Because I feel like whomever that King of Hearts is, I feel like it could be either Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando, which I don't know much about him, or maybe even somebody else from the Rat Pack, or it could be somebody that we don't even know about, convinced him to do this, but it ended up just being more work. Like it just ended up being just too much for him to actually even deal with. With the Six of Hearts coming out, this is also talking about him ending up with some excess spiritual baggage, or like some excess karma that he really just ended up creating for himself, and he realized that at the end. I feel like with this Nine of Spades is talking about the end, like as far as like his death, or like his later years in life, just about a lot of just like regret. Yeah, he ended up creating spiritual karma for himself. He ended up creating he ended up making like some like he did some things that interfered, that are going to interfere with him even into the next life. Like I don't know if he's reincarnated yet, or if he is, or if he's still, like doing whatever in that quote unquote afterlife, but it's something that is actually going to affect him across lifetimes, with this Three of Clubs. And it's talking about him not fulfilling something, like not fulfilling some type of contract, or not fulfilling something before he ended up dying. Now this is talking about like an actual like physical contract, like with somebody, but it's also it's something with business though. Like I feel like whatever this was is going to be affecting him across different lifetimes. I feel like it maybe even at least the next 3 to 6 lifetimes is something that's going to be affecting him, but I can't go that deep into it. So let's see. So I answered the question if he was really a Satanist or not. He was. Was he happy at the end of his life? Egungun. Was Sammy Davis Jr. happy at the end of his life? Like, how did he feel at the end of his life? If you guys are enjoying this reading, hit the thumbs up button. Comment down below what you think, okay? Egungun did was Sammy Davis Jr. happy at the end of his life? Like, how did he feel about his career, about his legacy at the end of his life? How did he feel? Egungun. Let's do 3, 2, 1. 9 of Diamonds. Accomplished. He felt very accomplished, but he did have some things that he regretted though. The 9 of Diamonds is talking about him being happy and satisfied with the amount of money that he made. However, he still, it was still not enough in comparison, or better yet, the value. The overall reward and recognition and wish fulfillment, yes, he was pleased with. However, there were still just some little strings that he was not pleased with. Strings, in regards to how hard it was for him to fight, or how hard it was for him to really gain all that he did in comparison, or all that he was able to in comparison to his white counterparts. Like this, even though it's not something that he really spoke about, because I'm not seeing that it's something that he really shared out a lot. However, it's like these are like his internal feelings, like his internal strife. He's happy with the legacy that he left. However, there were still more Five of Spades that he wanted to do and that he needed to do. There were some things that he did regret though. There were some things that he would have changed. with this Five of Clubs coming out. This is talking about this is talking about things that he feel like he wish he would have changed or done differently. Like he feel like he probably would have negotiated better contracts. Like I don't see that he negotiated bad contracts then, especially since he had his father's influence. But this is talking about contracts, like him wishing like he negotiated better contracts, and even maybe spoke up more about social injustices, like more publicly. Or more like when he was younger with the Four of Hearts. He doesn't necessarily have, with the Four of Hearts and then this Three of Diamonds coming out. Yeah, this is talking about him wishing that he would have done more things that were like more fulfilling, like to him. He feels like everything that he did do, it was for his own, it was just for, his own, for entertainment, to make money and things like that. But deep down inside, like he feels like he would have done more to actually feed his soul, feed his spirit, if that makes sense. The Six of Spades, the Eight of Spades, and the Joker in reverse is talking about he got tricked. Like he allowed people to trick him. He allowed people to deceive him. And he was even deceptive, to some people. He regrets being deceptive. He regrets, the excess karma and baggage that he ended up, accruing over the next few lifetimes. Like it makes him disgruntled. He hates to have to go through it, but he also understands that it's something that, that he just gonna have to do. Like he understands it is like he just gonna have to go through it. Like there's no ways around it. Like he's just gonna have to go through it and roll with the punches. He's happy with the legacy that he's happy, that people still recognize him, and talk about him and things like that. But, well, no, not but. He's pleased with that. He's pleased with that. But younger people in the business, like he's fearful about younger people or just young Black people, period, in the entertainment business. Like, it's something that scares him, if that makes sense. Like because of deception, being easily deceived, not, having the fame, having, the so-called recognition, but not, but not the wealth, because money, but not the wealth and like the investments and the things like that to really show for at the end of your life, like trust or what are those things called that famous people, not famous people, but just, estate, like people not having control over their estates is something that worries him. Like young actors, young entertainers, not having their affairs and things like that in order, or having other people in control over those things worry him, because he wants young entertainers to be more to be better protected. And even Black entertainers, I'm more so seeing like he wants us to have, or wants them rather, to have control over their estate, control over their creativity and things like that, and to not allow other people, or other things to have control over the over their creative license for them, if that makes sense. The Nine of Clubs, the Seven of Spades is the Two of Diamonds. I mean, this is like advice from him. The Egungun are saying that, his advice is to read the fine print. Read your contracts. Be careful what contracts you sign. And then with this Seven of Spades, spiritually and otherwise, like be careful of which contracts you sign, like what commitments you make. Be mindful of even your image so that you don't get trapped in certain things, in certain activities. But this is just talking about overall awareness and just making sure that you're balanced, making sure that you're spiritually balanced with this Two of Diamonds, like balance your material as well as your spiritual as well, like to be grounded, in yourself. And that is the reading, everyone. If you all enjoyed this reading on Sammy Davis Jr., then please like, comment, and subscribe. If you all have any other recommendations for any other old Hollywood figures, then comment down below. Who else would you like me to do a reading on? If you also enjoyed this reading and you would like to book a personal reading with me, then click the link in my description box. It is www.voodooinstitute.com/Karede. I really enjoyed this reading. We got into some things, so I look forward to doing more old Hollywood tea videos as well. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.